I challenge each Christian to deeply think about these first 10 verses. Deeply think about these first 10 verses. And I want you to get you a drawing, get you a piece of paper and a pen, right? And break it down. Okay, get you a piece of paper and a pen. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Two places. In the beginning. Heaven and earth, God created. And the earth that he created was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. So it was abysmal. So if I took a pen right now, right? And I started making the earth, I would need the material to make this earth. And I would have all these materials in front of me. And these materials that I have in front of me would be without form and void, right? And being that it's the earth, it's a clusterfuck of atoms and materials and all without form, all disfigured and mushed together, right? I would look at it and see that it's all mushed together, and it is, when it's all comes together as all paints in a bucket, it's black, right? And then he said, and the Spirit of God. Now, something that was within God or a part of God then made a move. So you talk about God created the heaven and earth, but the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Now, the face of the deep, the face of the waters. So, it was all wet like material. Abysmal wet like material. That was alive because it had a spirit. Because something started to move. Right? And God said, let there be light. And there was light. God didn't create, he spoke. And said, let there be light. He didn't create, he called something. Because something was moving. So he called forth light. And light came forth. Right? Because something was moving. I'm like, you got a deep bucket of stuff that's alive and and all you can see is that there's something moving upon the face of it. Spirit. The Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So this Spirit was moving upon the face of the waters. The same Spirit essence that is in your Creator was in this clusterfuck abysmal bucket of stuff, right? To the point where it was sentient enough to adhere to a command that called something forth, which was light. And what I tell people about water, refraction and reflection, is the emphasis of water. That means light has to be present in order to reflect and reflect. So, called it out. And then God divided the light from the darkness. God saw the light and was like, I like that. It was good. I like that. Called it out and then said, I saw the light and it was good. And then divided it from the darkness. Separated something that was already whole. Right? Separated something that was already whole. And God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the waters. So he went back to the waters and added a firmament and let it divide the waters from the waters. He split something that was moving First he took some light out of it, and then he called the light out of it, and then he split the rest of it. And splitting the rest of it, God made the firmament, and then it put something in between to divide it. Those which were under the firmament from the waters which was above the firmament. He separated two realms of existence. Right? Two realms. And the firmament, or that which separate the two realms, and God called the firmament heaven. Separated two realities. And put in between the two realities that were separate a place called heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land be appeared. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth. Then he just say he split the earth. He split the waters of earth. You really think we the only planet that has habitable creation? When it say right here in the first 8 verses of your Genesis that he split an earth that was void, abysmal, and dark into 2 forms, and called forth light out of both of the 2 forms, and then made sure to separate these 2 forms with heaven. With heaven. And one with dry land. And God called the dry land on the dry land under the heaven. Think about it now. I got 2 forms I done split them. I done put a dividend of heaven, and underneath the dividend of heaven, underneath the divided line of the heaven, I'm going to make dry land. And this dry land, I'm going to call it earth too. Right? And I'm going to gather the waters and call it the seas. And I'm going to gather something that I didn't have to create all together. Because he's not saying, he didn't say, when he said he created, he's basically saying he organized something that was already there. He created and organized it. So if this is the creator of the organization of these things, this is not the, what are we talking about? We were talking about the creator of the invention, right? Somebody who took the necessary ingredients and, did what they had to do. You're not talking about the Almighty. You're not talking about the God above that. In essence, you are talking about a demigod. This is why I say, you go read this in Hebrew. It's going to be, the God here is going to be very different from the God in the chapter 2 and the God in chapter 3, right? This God is saying that he gathered and it was good, and let the earth bring forth grass, and the earth brought yielding seed and grass. And this God cultivated, splitting something that was already created, but it was an abyss, and it needed to be divided properly and organized. And then, and 4 through 3 o'clock. And then about it probably organized it and made one fertile, and started to do some things in the fertility of that one, that portion in which it made fertile. And God said, let the lights in the firmament of heaven be to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons and for days. Then he made sure that the moon went through its phases, and the sun went through its phases, and how it maneuvered. Do you not realize that's just talking about your galaxy? Like, you're just talking about your galaxy. You ain't talking about what's outside of your galaxy. You're talking about your galaxy. Your realm, your reality, your sun. That's what the book of man, a Bible, is about. Men, humankind. Not the other kind that was created. The ones of the waters that was way before. Not the ones of the other realm, but the ones of this realm. He just told you there's more than one reality.